These are 4 must-have assets in retirement. Let's go for a walk and I'll tell you what they are. So as a financial advisor, most people are likely thinking, well, Azul is going to say, I need to have a tax-deferred account like a regular IRA. I need to have a taxable account like a bank account, and then what Azul calls the tax me now, but then don't ever tax me again account. Roth IRAs, Roth 401ks, and things like that. And yes, those are important tools. And yes, financial security is important. But these 4 assets are things outside of that, with the exception of the first one. So the first one's financial security, right? You have to have enough assets, I think, in retirement in order to feel that you can provide for your family. It's probably you and your spouse. Provide for yourself and or a spouse if you're married, or a significant other in your life. But outside of the financial support, the financial comfort, and really being able to have a life that doesn't feel like you're sacrificing too much, right? I think that's important. I think that's kind of the foundation of retirement. Otherwise, for a lot of people, they'd say, I'd rather keep working. I'd rather have that money coming in so I can have a comfortable lifestyle. You don't want to be sacrificial. And that's one of the challenges. There's a movement called the FIRE movement, FIRE, financially independent, retire early. It seems like there's a lot of pain involved in that plan, right? People, when they're young, are saving as much money as they can, 50, 60, 70% of their take-home money. And that's great. I'm a fan of saving, as everybody knows, and spending less than what you earn. But that can be very sacrificial, right? You're giving up your youth and some of the fun that you can have when you're young in order to rush to this end goal of financial independence. And for some people, again, this is your life. This is never prescriptive. I'm never saying you should do this. I'm just sharing my experience. I have worked with people that have done that, and I can tell you, they feel like they gave up a lot when they were younger. And 30 or 40s and up, and this is going to come as a shock to a lot of people here. 30 or 40 is awfully young to retire. That's a lot of life that you still have to live. And I raised my kids in a ski town, and it happens to be a ski town where a lot of people that have succeeded have had early success in their life, where they want to live. So I have a number of friends that were fortunate and able to retire in their mid-30s or 40s. And I can tell you, for the most part, that was fun for them for a year or two. But eventually they wanted to re-engage somehow. So the number one asset you need to have in retirement is, I think, that financial security where you can live comfortably. And you can still enjoy life, and you can do the things that you want to do. Otherwise, a lot of people will say, I'll just keep working. So that's number one. The second one, though, and now we're getting outside of the financial aspect. The second one is relationships. And just having those strong relationships. And there's been multiple studies that show, particularly as we get older, the importance of having relationships and connections with people that we care about. And I think there's a lot of truth to that. The U.S. culture is really, we're very independent people here. I mean, even the idea of, after our kids have gone to college, it's like, okay, it's time for them to leave the nest. And it's not like that in every culture. In Mexico, the daughters generally live with the parents until they get married. And there's multi-generations. And I think in some ways, there's a lot of benefits to that. It's not all benefits, it's like anything, there's trade-offs. But our culture of being independent, I think, has a lot of benefits too, but it also has the cost that comes with it. And I think part of that cost is we can feel isolated. So the second most important asset is to have people in your life that you care about, that you love, that you have a relationship with, that you're investing time, and they're investing in time in you as well. So again, I think that's the second most important asset to have in retirement. The third most important one is our health. You know, when we're younger, we take our health for granted. But as we get older, we realize, you know, boy, once our health is gone, you know, that's an incredible, valuable asset. And we really need to do what we can to protect that and to take the time to nurture our health, to stay as healthy as we can. I've shared before, I try to go to the gym, you know, at least 6 days a week. Sometimes it's closer to 5. But I have a routine where one day a week I do cardio. So like I like to run on the treadmill, particularly on a day like today. I don't like slipping and falling on a muddy path. So I do cardio one day, then I lift weights the next day, and then I do yoga on the third day. And then I just repeat that. So if everything goes according to plan, I work out at least 6 days a week, sometimes 7, sometimes 5, sometimes 4. But just trying to maintain our health. And you know, you don't have to go to the gym for 2 hours. My workouts tend to be really close to a half hour. And I have a 20-minute version of my workouts as well. And the reason I have that is I never have an excuse to not work out, right? I always have 20 minutes that I can work out. But, you know, it's not just working out, it's also eating as healthy as we can, trying to make good choices. I'll share with you, regular viewers of my channel know I'm fairly frugal. Oftentimes when I go to a restaurant, I will, and I wear my frugality on my sleeve. Oftentimes when I go to a restaurant, I will look at the menu and say, you know, I go from the least expensive item on the menu up, and then I stop, you know, so okay, so this is what I can get for $12, and this is what I can get for $13 or $14. And I stop when I get to something that I enjoy. You know, why buy something I'm not gonna enjoy, right? So I stop when I get to something I enjoy. And, you know, sometimes I wonder, like, you know, why would anybody do it differently, right? And my wife does it completely different. She looks at the menu and says, oh, what's the thing I'm most excited about? And orders that, which is fine too, right? It really doesn't move the needle for me. It's just the way I am, and it's never gonna change at this point in my life. And it's the same thing with health. You know, you say, what can I do to stay healthy, and particularly at a restaurant to eat in a healthy way? So the one thing that does change on that is now what I try doing is looking at the menu and say, what's the healthiest thing I can eat on the menu that I would enjoy? And oftentimes there can be a big difference between something that's healthy and something that's not healthy. And as long as you enjoy it, right? You know, like having a meal with a lot of creamy sauces and that's delicious too. But, you know, so are grilled vegetables and other things. And I end up eating that and say, boy, I really enjoyed that. Maybe marginally I would have enjoyed while I was eating it some of the other things. But anyways, enough said on the health. It's super important that we keep it. And we respect the fact that we're going to run out of it. It's a limited resource, and someday we're going to lose it. So, you know, choose what we're doing purposely and consciously, being cognizant of the fact that someday we're going to lose our health and we won't be able to do things. Okay, and then the last thing is just time. You know, that time is a limited resource. So this is the fourth resource that you need to have, I think, in retirement. Again, it's financial security to the point where you can have a comfortable retirement, then relationships, then your health, and the last one is time. And just honoring the fact that we don't have a lot of time, and to take full advantage of the time that we do have. And speaking of, I'd love for you to take 5 seconds of your time and hit the like button. It really does help the algorithm find other people that this video and these types of videos can help. As the young people say, thumbs for likes and subs for love. If you enjoy these videos and you haven't subscribed yet, think about subscribing. And until next time, I'm Azul, encouraging you to take full advantage of the youth of your senior years. Remember, we're only young once, so let's use our time wisely. Let's get out, even when it's a drizzly day like it is today. and enjoy the time that we have and have the adventures that we're hoping to have. So I hope you found this video helpful. Do leave me a comment in the comment section. I do read the comments. And thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye.